Jackgil podcast show. We're gonna talk about the Dallas Cowboys tonight and all the things that we got to be thinking about, right? So let's get with it. Let's think about it and let's roll. Here we go. Folks, this is your man Jackgil podcast back with you. A couple of things that I want to talk about is first of all the importance of us being able to establish who we are, no matter what the circumstances. Excuse me, folks, I gotta finish my camera here. Something's going on. Okay, there we are. Okay, I thought it was kind of fell over on and went blank, but we have to establish who we are and the things that we are trying to implement and the things that we as moving forward, win or lose, but we still have to establish who we are. I think the first part of the year that we understood that we were trying to protect Dak Prescott. I think we got caught into the media narrative of the turnover machine that Dak Prescott is. But Dak Prescott was not a turnover machine. He has never been a turnover machine. Of course, does he have turnovers? Of course, along with every other quarterback that's playing in this league called the National Football League, right? So I think McCarthy was trying his best to reel in the narrative. He got caught up in the narrative by reeling in Dak Prescott and not letting him be Dak Prescott. I think now that we have established that we are not a running team, and we established now that we are a passing team that was set up to run, and that's what we need to go into this game with the Philadelphia Eagles with. Now the Eagles have a very good front four, front seven if you want to call it front seven. I guess I'm not too high on the linebacker unit, but the front four unit, the way they can come in with you know, the second units come in and they don't lose anything. They get after the quarterback. They will stop the run a little bit, but the way you beat that team is you just keeping them on the field. As to you can do the Dallas Cowboys. You keep them on the field. So I'm just looking for us to be productive. Quit playing scared, going out and playing football. Uh, Let Mr. Prescott be Mr. Prescott. You cannot win a game by being scared to perform. You have to go out and let your quarterback and trust your team and let him make those decisions of running the offense. Because you're not finna win throwing the ball 1 and 2 yards. You have to run your patterns or your routes or whatever you're doing, or even running the football with a purpose. And that purpose is when I see the hole, hit the hole. See the guy open, throw the ball, throw the guy open, right? So we have to go in there playing with a purpose. And that just being good. We want to be great. We want to make sure we are on par with everything that we are performing. We do not want to go in there timid, scared, because you know how it is for the Dallas Cowboys. As being a 72 Cowboy fan, I have seen it all. Been there, done that. Good, bad, the ugly, and the terrible. Now this team, I'm really high on. I think they have been uh, what we've been looking for. A team that I think pretty much has shown us who they are, showing us that they can produce, uh, be a part of what they want to call great teams, right? They love to define teams being great and all these different narratives. Uh, but when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, those narratives doesn't fit. You either Super Bowl or bust with this franchise. They love the narrative that you've been playing for 30 years and you have not done anything. Well, I challenge you guys to go back and look at all the other teams that have not done anything in 30 years. When are we going to talk about those scenarios, those teams that has not done anything? But that's either here or there, man. Everyone knows how they are and what the way they think about the Dallas Cowboys. None of that stuff matters unless you are a Cowboy. So for me, if we go out and do our job, do what we're supposed to do, uh, be that team that plays that complete game, uh, which is all three phases of it, and I always add in the fourth phase, which is the coaching staff. You have to add those guys in it. Those decisions that has to be made by these guys. So those are the things that has to happen. We have to go in there with a purpose, not playing scared, not being afraid to make that critical decision. Fourth and one, fourth and two, you're on their end of the field. You have to shoot for it, right? And I'm a firm believer the Eagles does not they don't fear me as much as our people fan wise. When I say people, I mean our fans are so afraid of him because of the fact that we play this team so many times. We play them twice a year, and if we lucky, we'll play them a third time, and if they're lucky, we'll play each other three times. So for me, they're not fearful. They're just the same ordinary game for us, and we play this team pretty well when it actually comes down to it. Dak Prescott has to continue to play outside the box, play football. And what I mean by football, if you know that first read is in there, look around, man. Look around. Make sure someone's getting open. If not, use your legs. You're gonna have to use your legs. These are the things that can get you over the top by using your legs. If you use your legs, all these other things will come to you, and you guys will be able to be successful. But you have to use your legs. You have to play smart. You can't play afraid. And shout out to Mike McCartney, man, for realizing that the team is on that point where we are kind of getting into a rhythm. And this particular offense that he's running has finally made its way or kind of made hayway. But that was because of the spam and lamb, right? Spam and lamb. That's a new trend out here. Spam and lamb. Spam lamb, man. Put lamb out there, man. Let lamb do his thing. Also, Dak Prescott. Let a Dak Prescott do his thing. Spam Dak Prescott then. A free Dak Prescott, however you want to call it. Free him. Let him play his game. I mean, maybe it is what we have to do, which is go back to the Kelly Moore style offense with a little flavor of the Mike McCartney offense. Because these last two games, we have been looking really well. Although the 3 and 4 letter networks have changed the narrative and moved the goalposts again. At first, we going in there to Los Angeles to play a Charger team that's going to crush us, right? They so high on this young man called Justin Herbert that it's ridiculous. Now, if Justin would have hit maybe a couple of passes, maybe it'd have been a different outcome. But those are ifs. Michael Gallup catch his two, right? All that stuff changes. All the ifs, you can do all the ifs in the world you want to do. The game is what it was. The same thing with the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are a good team. Matt Stafford can do this to you. Matt Stafford can do that to you. Their defense can do this to you. It's just Aaron Donald and a bunch of guys. You let Ass Shady McCoy say it. That's what it is. Those 3 and 4 letter net worth fans will discourage you and make you think this is the worst team in football. But if you are a fan and you're a diehard Cowboys fan, you'll understand what they are. They are what they are. When you play the Dallas Cowboys, the records do not matter. Especially if you play the Dallas Cowboys on your home turf. And those particular teams that we never play, right? Like Arizona Cardinals, we play what? Once out every 3 or 4 years we play the Cardinals. It's going to be the same when we go down the road and play a Carolina team, a Buffalo team, a Miami team. Those particular teams we do not play every so often. And it's going to be the same narrative. So you have to understand who the Dallas Cowboys are. Of course, we were not going to make a trade. I don't know how our fans didn't understand that. I was, so to speak, like all my other content creators say, drinking the Kool-Aid, thinking this was a year we would make a splash. But dumb me, I should have known better. After we kept saying that the 31st was at 3:30, when it was the 25th, I knew nothing was gonna happen. I knew nothing was gonna happen because Jerry said so. Jerry gets on the what is the show? What is the radio show? 105 3-Point Fan, and he tells you everything that's gonna happen. Although he flip flops. Sometimes I don't think he knows what he's saying. Like he's making it up on the fly. But fans, we know the Joneses need to stay out of the personnel, making decisions player-wise, and just be an owner. Just sit up in the box and watch what's going on. Sit up there where you can drink all you want and eat whatever you want. Just sit up there and just watch the game, man. Be a fan. And just sign them goddamn paychecks, billionaire. It's not going to hurt your pocket. You're looking for something down the road, what we're going to do in 2025, 2026. That's not even promised to you. And let alone everybody. If you want to go all in, you got to go all in. But I knew he was not going to go all in. That's not his game. But Dallas, we have to go in there not being afraid. Show them who we are, and we must stop the penalties. Those pre-snap penalties, those unnecessary being outside, personal fouls, holding, grabbing, whatever it takes, right? Cut down the penalties. You have a great shot at winning this game. I think we have learned rather from playing the 49ers, who kicked our ass. So I kind of think we understand now that all the talking doesn't mean anything. It has to be done on the field. Nobody cares about all your locker room talk. All people care about is what happens on the field. The camera does not lie. And Philadelphia have a strong offensive line. They have a pretty decent running game with Swift and Gainwell. And I even forget the young man that's still there, Scott. They have two dynamic guys on the outside. A.J. Brown, he's a beast. Then you got the Grim Reaper there, Smith. Then also they have a pretty decent tight end. He's been 2 or 3 years there. So Dallas Goddard. So he know how to get open. So the tight end killer curse, you have to do your job. You have to do your job. I'm not worried about Bland or Gilly. Not worried about those two guys. I just want Bland to be disciplined. Just stay disciplined. Don't fall for the button hook, then the nine. Don't fall for the double move. Don't do it. But I think you are. I got all the confidence in the world in you, and I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't be mad at you. You're a second year guy that is playing out of his mind right now. I wouldn't be mad at Bland at all. I just think we got to keep the pressure on Hurst and force him to be what he don't want to be, and that's being comfortable in the pocket. He do not want to scramble out. So if we do that, hurry him up, give us some opportunities to do what we do best. That's create turnovers, helping the offense out. I think we'd be okay. That once again, this is your time to be that leader. Run this offense. Put us in position. I think you can do it. I think I got all the confidence in the world in you. I think you've been playing long enough to understand. You do a great job at pre-snap. I love how you do it. Here we go. And that's perfect. Because what are you doing? You letting them bait themselves, right? They showing it. Now here you are. So once again, I want to thank Mike McCartney for opening up, coming to 2023. It's 2023, Big Mike. Those guys that you playing against, not just the Eagles, but all teams now. These young men are smarter. They understand it quicker, and believe it or not, they everybody is smart and fast. These teams are not gonna let you just sit there and throw 2, 3 yard play. They're gonna sit on it. So you have to expand. That 3 yard route should be a 7, right? And that's what you've been doing the last couple of games. And I do understand what you meant, what you was trying to establish. And I think now that you have came out the box, and you understand that CeeDee Lamb has to be your man. He has to be. Everything else runs off of CD. CD, Cooks, and Ferguson. That's the order. CD, Cooks, and Ferguson. That's your order. If Gallup get 2 or 3 targets, he catches 2 of those, I got a good day. He get 4, he catches 3, that's a good day. As long as those chains are moving. We should not be out there force feeding a third wide receiver. No way. You can't even make that up. I'm just going to come into the game. I'm just going to feed my third wide receiver. My 1 and 2 are covered. Bullshit. Get it to him. Throw it up there. CD will go get it. And head out to AJ, man. AJ Brown. Seems like a good kid. He's did a phenomenal job. 6 straight games of 125 plus. You can't ask for no better. And that's kind of strange. I never thought that was a record that the first time it ever been done. Isn't that amazing? All these great wide receivers, the Jerry Rices of the world, the Megatrons of the world, the Randy Mosses of the world, the Michael Irvin of the world. You know, even the old school guys, the Drew Pearson, the Cliff Branches, right? The Carmichael that played for the Eagles, TOs of the world. That's crazy. But I did hear Michael Irvin said that he had a record of 10 straight, or was it 11 straight 100-yard games? But they wasn't the 125 plus, right? 110, 105, whatever. I know he did say that the playmaker was talking about he had 10 straight games of 100 yards in his career. So those things matter. But as a Cowboy fan, just so you know that We are with you guys. You guys have to go in with your head up, be strong about it. Don't listen to the 3 and 4 letter networks because they're gonna always put you down. And that's the thing that I understand that Dak has learned, and he's teaching that. Michael, we're gonna need you to show up this game, buddy. We're gonna need you to show up. D. Law, need you to show up. Uh, Tyron Steele, Terrence Steele, sorry, Terrence Steele gonna need you to show up. Zach Martin gonna need you to show up. Tyler Bialich, we're gonna need you to show up. Tyler Smith, we're gonna need you to stand tall. Now, left tackle, who knows? If it's Tyron, stay healthy for the game for you, brother. Come on, man. But all in all, I think we match up well with this team. The Eagles are who they are. The Cowboys are who they are. But this one game, I don't think will define what we are because there's still football to be played. You never know how it's going to turn out once the season continues, right? Keep going. Who's going to win what? Because I think both of us have tough games at the latter part of our schedule. I think the Eagles going to a bye and they'll come off. They head to Kansas City. I think they got San Francisco and all those particular teams, right? It's just as well as we do. The Cowboys do. I think the Cowboys come back. They hit the Giants, the Carolina team, the Washington team, then the Seahawks team. Then they shoot with the Eagles again. This would be in Texas. So we have a chance to pull even, but we have to go in being aggressive. We can't have these 3 and outs. Now they are downfield on us. Now they up 14-0. That needs to be reversed. We go in and score first. We get them 3 and out. Then we go back down to score again. Now, can the Eagles come back? Sure. We've seen them do it before. But they haven't done it against our defense. It's a difference. It's different with New England and the Commanders and whoever else they played. But you're talking about a top 5 defense that you're going against. Now, just as well as their defense, it's pretty much a top 10 defense also. So, it's a difference. But stay consistent. Cut the penalties down. And I think we'll be okay. So, folks, I've been ranting long enough. It's late night. This is your man, Jackgil, and the Jackgil Podcast Show. And, folks, just remember, never let anyone tell you that you can't succeed. You first have to love yourself before anyone else can. That's been my time. This is your man, Jackgil Podcast Show. Ladies and gentlemen, peace, and how about them Cowboys?